Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gherkin. I'm a wedding filmmaker from Kansas City, Missouri. I like drinking Dr. Pepper and talking to a camera. And today, that's exactly what we're going to do. Because today, we're going to talk about being an independent filmmaker. And the harsh realities that come with it. Let's do it. Alright, so if you haven't seen my previous video on why I love making films but hate the film world, you should go watch it right up there. But this kind of gives you a little bit of a precursor into what I'm about to talk about today. So I saw this thing on Instagram a little while ago, and I'm just now making a video on it, so sorry to dredge it up again. It was about a month ago, and I'm sure you've all heard about it. There was a little crew pay debacle for the movie Obsession. I'm sure that you've all seen the headlines about this movie, especially if you are in the filmmaking world, and maybe even if you're not. I have never seen this movie, but it looked really good. Cinematography looked phenomenal. Editing looked amazing. Acting was ridiculous. Oh my god. But then, I guess, later it came out that there was a lot of the crew members who were supposedly underpaid. I did a little bit of research on this. I've seen a little bit about it, and I've read the Instagram post from Sally Choi, the art director for Obsession. And I am under the understanding that she got paid a specific amount of about $300 a day that totaled to about $6,700 after taxes. The film was made for about $750K total. That was from the director's own money, from the investor's money, from Capstone Films, I believe, also put in some money for this film. It went to the box office, and it is currently, I believe, still climbing at about $257 million. Now, nobody expected this film, nobody in the world expected this film to do as well as it did. Not even the director and writer himself. This film remains to this day an anomaly in the filmmaking world. It is very rare that a low-budget indie film like this gets to be this level of magnitude. Since it is rare that this happens, the crew on indie films gets paid not a lot of money up front. It's just the nature of the game, right? It's the nature of the beast that we all have to deal with. You have to front a lot of your own money. It is insanely difficult to find funding and investors for your film idea. So a lot of times, directors, writers, producers, whatever, they will put their own money as a front for this film. And if it makes any money on the back end, that's great. But oftentimes, 95% of the time, they don't. Sometimes you get super lucky, which is the case of Obsession. So this art director, she got paid about $6,700 in total to do this film. This film that has now grossed over $250 million in the box office. And she was requesting that extra pay be given to the crew as a bonus for the film doing so well. Now, there's a lot of talk about whether or not that is something that the director or Capstone or whoever should do. Legally, they are within their rights to not give extra pay. The crew at the time of filming signed a contract that said, we're going to take this upfront cost of $300 a day or whatever it was, and that's it. We're not going to take any sort of deferred pay. We're not going to take anything afterwards. So you're going to pay us now. That way, if the film doesn't do well later on, it's not a problem. Well, now the film has done very well. This film has done incredibly well for itself. $250 million. I couldn't even imagine $250 million. Dude, I am a nobody from Blue Springs, Missouri, okay? I couldn't imagine $250 million. If one of my films made $250 million, I don't even know what I would do. But if one of my films made $250 million and I took all of that profit for myself, I would feel like a piece of shit. The Obsession director has since came out with a statement responding to this, and I want to read you what he said, because this is important to me. I have nothing but respect for the art department, and the work they did was extraordinary. Everyone on this film worked so hard, and they deserve to be recognized. This movie was made for so little money that it's typical the only people who directly benefit from its financial success are the people who took on some sort of risk. But what I hope is that every person that worked really hard on this film will see opportunities to catapult their careers in ways that can be very financially fruitful for them, like what's happening for me. Here's my issue. I don't like the fact that he basically said, fuck off, I'm not giving you anything more, regardless of the extraordinary work that you did. I'm taking all this money and I'm running. Now, granted, I've never had a film make $250 million. I have never had a film in theaters, and I've said this before, he is well within his rights to do that. Legally, he is allowed to do that 100%. Morally, that's a bit shitty. I'll just be so for real. That's a bit shitty. Here's the thing. What's interesting to me is that most of my notes over here actually talk about the fact that I am a little bit on the director's side, but I wrote these notes before I saw his response. So I was on the director's side. I absolutely do 100% agree that there is no extra pay that is legally required to be given. None. Not a damn thing. He could keep all that money and run. And he is within his rights to do just that. I don't like the fact that he's going to do that, though. I know that he's allowed. I know that that's what they signed up for. They were hired to do a very specific job. And I'm saying I'm lumping in all of the crew. The crew was hired to do a very specific job for what? Let's say 2 to 4 weeks. I don't know. Maybe longer? Months? I don't know how long it was. So, well, I can do some math. So let's say a month of work. It was like 23 days. When I just did the math, it was like 23 days. First of all, any of y'all out here making $300 a day? Who's doing that? Guys, that's $37.5 an hour. Any of you making that? I'll wait. I'm not even close. The point is, they got paid up front, and that was that. They assumed no risk. Directors and writers and even investors, but we're not going to lump them in right now. Not with this aspect at least. Directors and writers spend years of their life. I know this as a person who has had heroes in my brain for 10 years. We spend years of our life coming up with an idea, fleshing out whatever we need to flesh out, writing scripts after scripts after scripts, doing a little bit of our own producing. We spend years of our life for something that might not ever work, something that has a 5% chance of success. It's even the same thing with those investors. They don't necessarily invest their time, but they invest a lot of money. They're investing a lot of money for something that has a 5% chance of success. Now I'm going to ask you, if that was your money, would you do that? If that was your hard-earned money, let's say it was hard-earned, let's not go there. Let's say if that was your hard-earned money, would you invest in something that has a 5% chance of success? But if it is successful, it'll make you millions? Would you? That's up to you. I can't answer that question for you. All I can say is that from a director's standpoint, we invest so much of our time and our own money. Heroes is coming out of my own pocket, you guys. Now, I'm willing to do that because it's something that I love, that I'm passionate about, and I want to take care of my cast and crew. It's coming out of my own pocket. It's coming out of my paychecks. It's the same thing with I would say, 75% of indie filmmakers out there. Maybe even more. We're just doing this on our own. And that's the hard thing about indie filmmaking. I will say, with this, I do believe some sort of additional compensation should be given. I understand, and maybe I'm coming at this also too from a person who does finances for a living, but like I do budgets, you guys. I do budgets for a living. As somebody who is very good at budgeting, I do believe that there is a way that you can give yourself a hefty paycheck, invest in your next film, and pay your cast and crew with $250 million. I could probably do that math for you. I don't know if you want me to. I'm just trying to look at this from like my perspective. If I invested all of this time and effort and money into Heroes, and I paid my cast and my crew up front, and then we turn around and we make $250 million on it, the first thing that I'm doing is cutting all these people a check. That's the first thing that I'm doing. There's no sliver of hesitation in me. That is the first thing that I'm doing if we make any money on Heroes. And so I guess I just can't understand the thought process about the decision to not give them something more, because they have expressed to you that this is an issue, and you're essentially just ignoring them. Oh man, I'm in a heated little mood today. And you know what? Y'all are just gonna have to deal with it. This was a weird situation. This was a weird vibe. I'm not sure I really like the result that we got from any of this. I'm sure Obsession is great. I'm sure the movie's great. And if it wins an Oscar, we'll probably come back around to something more. As a filmmaker, as a director, this is a hard thing to read. This is a hard thing to see happen to this crew that looked like they had the time of their lives on this film. I'm not necessarily here debating whether or not it was unfair, because I don't think it was unfair. It is a legal contract, and I am aware of that. I just think that ethically, to be a nice fucking person, like, if you cashed yourself a check for $1 million off of that $250 million that it made, but you're not giving jack shit to any of your crew members who actually made that movie happen. That to me is a weird vibe, man. I don't like that. That doesn't sit well with me. From any standpoint, I don't care. That doesn't sit well with me at all. Anyways, that's what I got. Sorry to dredge up old news, but I was thinking about it and I kind of wanted to talk about it from a filmmaker's perspective. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you again in the next one. Do all the YouTube things if you want. Like, comment, subscribe. Whatever the spirit is moving you to do, you just go right ahead and do it. Let me know down below in the comments. And this is kind of old news, I'm aware, but let me know down below in the comments what you think about this whole situation. I would love to know from every perspective, from a normal person's point of view, from filmmakers, from crews, from directors, from writers, whatever. I want to know, what do you guys think about this? Because I'm genuinely curious. This is a very interesting little thing that happened with one of the biggest horror movies of the year. Thank you so much for being here. I love you all, and I will see you in the next one. All right, I'm out. Goodbye.